The pro-Kurdish paper Uzgur Gundam in print. Bombed in 1994 and closed several times later, but now it's back. Whether its return is a sign of better times for media freedom is not sure in the eyes of many here. Freedom of expression is in decline, they say. The arrest of two high-profile journalists earlier this year triggered mass protest in the country. Ahmed Sheikh and Nadim Shener were accused of having links with the shadowy Ergenekon group plotting to overthrow the government. But their colleagues think it's all part of a crackdown on opposition voices. According to the Organization for Cooperation and Security in Europe, 57 journalists are currently jailed in Turkey. That's more than the number in China. Turkey's ranking in the Press Freedom Index put out by Reporters Without Borders has dropped from 101 in 2007 to 138 last year. There are up to 700 lawsuits against journalists in the country, and more than 13,000 websites are banned under the so-called internet censorship law. The government denies any agenda behind this and says it's just the law being applied. But for many Turks, the law itself is part of the problem.
Thousands of journalists has been convicted so far under this anti-terror law. You cannot put on the table bad practice against Kurds, against Armenians. You have the famous Article 301 condemning those who humiliate Turkish nations. And of course we still have the law protecting the memory of Mustafa Kemal Atatürk.
Political polarization is also to blame, a climate in which media can slide into partiality or be abused.
Newspapers are responding to government pressure, but also that newspapers themselves are compromised, that their proprietors are compromised, that they make money not on the cover price of their magazine or newspaper, but on the influence which that newspaper will buy. So there's not really an open atmosphere in which newspapers do what they're meant to do.
Another problem could also be the fact that freedom of expression is not seen by the ruling party as an issue in Turkey. And that's probably why there is no mention of it in any of their campaign promises. Instead, there seem to be more controversial regulations looming in the horizon. The government is planning to impose a new filtering system allegedly against obscene or immoral internet content. But to many Turks, this is another way to clamp down on freedom of information in the country. Mohamed Vall, Al Jazeera, Istanbul.